Well, y'all, I know most of you have heard of the Great Depression. Well, you know, back during the Great Depression, they did everything they could possibly do to stretch meat because meat was very hard to come by. It was very expensive during the Depression if you could even get it available. So they did everything possible to stretch the meat, you know, to double the quantity of meat with fillers like potatoes, rice, oatmeal, breadcrumbs, you name it. Well, today we're going to make what they called a slug burger, a Depression slug burger. They called it a slug burger because it was, you could get it for a nickel. And that's what they called a nickel back then, was a slug. Also, it means like imitation, not real. So usually it was half filler and half meat to stretch your meat further. But it's supposed to be really good, and we're going to fix one today. First of all, they used either grated potatoes, or most of the time in the restaurants or the grills, they used instant potatoes, potato flakes. So we're going to put a cup of potato flakes. Well, let's see if I can get this open a little bit more now. We're putting a cup of potato flakes in our bowl to a cup of ground beef. And I had this in the freezer, so that's why it's in plastic. And I don't even think it's going to take all of this to make a cup. That's pretty much a cup right there. Yep. So I'll put that back in the bag and use that for something else in a little bit. Now what they did, they put a cup of ground beef to a cup of instant or potato flakes. They put seasoning like garlic powder. And I'm going to mostly put that in my flakes. They added chili powder. And from what I understand, quite a bit of it. And onion powder. We're going to also put some pepper. And regular salt or Himalayan salt. We're going to proceed to mix that up. Yeah, I'm going to get my hands in it. That's the only way I can do it. But it's basically half potato flakes and half beef with your seasonings. And it'll take a little bit to get all those flakes incorporated in that beef. And one of the most important ingredients is an egg. They also slipped an egg in there. So that kind of loosened your flakes up a little bit. this will not only take on the flavor of a hamburger, a beef burger, but it's also going to take on the flavor of fried potatoes because of the flakes in here. And you just got to get it mixed up good. It's kind of difficult, I know, because it's kind of a dry mixture. It's not real wet because you only put one egg in there. But out of that 1 cup of ground beef and 1 cup of potato flakes and your seasonings, you're going to get a couple of burgers out of this, not just one. Now I'm going to come over here and turn my frying pan on. Now they did deep fry these. I'm just frying them in a frying pan with enough oil to kind of cover one side of them, basically. But something else we're going to do, I don't know if I want to or just, yeah, I can get 2 good size. Well, I don't know. That might be quite a bit. I might get 3 out of this. Because I want them kind of thin. We're going to flatten them out kind of thin. Now you can do this however you want. Some people will take a plastic wrap and put your beef inside the plastic wrap and flatten it out that way. A lot of times I just do it with my hand. But you want to do it pretty thin, because we're going to fry these, not just like a regular burger. We're going to basically deep fry them. I'm only going to be able, oh, I forgot to dip my flour. Oh no, I'm sorry y'all. I forgot one final step, and that was to put it in my flour. Let's see if I can get it out. I don't want to fry it that way. Yeah, we needed to flour it, lay it in some flour and just coat it real good with flour. That's the way they did it back in the day. I almost forgot that, y'all. Y'all let me forget. But that's why you deep fry them. You want them. You want this crispy flour coating on the outside. Almost like a chicken fried steak. Now we'll go ahead and make our other one. I'm going to get 3 good patties out of this. I could probably even get 4 if I made them a little smaller. But I didn't want them too small. But you can already see how that 1 cup of ground beef is going to make 3 large patties. I probably could have got 4 regular sized patties out of them. Or 4 good sized patties. As thin as they're supposed to be. but they're supposed to come out crunchy on the outside, and you want them to cook fast in the grease. You want them to get crispy on the outside, you want them done on the inside, but you don't want them to burn. Then get that in the flour. Got all that seasoning in there. It's getting crunchy. Need to bring the camera over there, but just try to get it as thin as you almost can, because you know it's kind of hard to flatten out a burger. And they will soak up a bunch of oil because it's got the potato flakes in the meat. I'm going to clean my hands off a little bit. But they smell good, I tell you. Smell really good. I've got to get that one flipped over. Getting real crunchy on the outside. And I made a mess with all this flour and the meat. The goal is to deep fry them, or as close to deep frying as you can get. And with the flour on the outside, it gets them crunchy. Kind of like chicken fried steak. You know, it's crunchy on the outside. That's what our goal is here. But it's a burger. The goal is to hear the crunch when you bite into your burger, y'all. Put them out on the paper towels. Get me my next one and put it in there. I thought I was going to have room to put two at a time, but I made them a little big. And sometimes it might split open a little bit on one side. That's okay. It's still going to be good. Might see a little better like that. But you want your grease good and hot. Yeah, this one's a little big. I probably should have made 4 burgers. I could have got 4 burgers out of this. Because with all the potato flakes in there, they don't shrink up quite as bad as they do if it was just beef. But during the Depression, they survived on this type of thing. They all went to diners and got their slug burger. For 5 cents, they got a slug burger, or hamburger. But it was half potato flakes and half meat. They did that with all their meats. You know, they made all their meat go as far as it would go, no matter what they were cooking or what type of meat they were using. Yeah, I made that one a little bit big and it split open on me. I should have made them smaller. Made 4. I could have got 4 out of this. Because that's going to be a little bit big to go on my burger buns, even though I got the large burger buns. Still going to be a stretch. And you were lucky if you got pickles or a slice of cheese on your burger. Sometimes they didn't have it, but you could always get your slug burger. Usually the main thing they had on their slug burgers were a slice of onion and some pickles. I think that was the most famous, but you could get cheese. I'll put a slice of cheese on one. Hopefully as big as that one is, it won't melt the cheese in the grease too bad. There, I'm going to go ahead and put this other one in there and get that one started. I'm actually going to give you 2 recipes in one here. Got to get this to get some of that grease out though. I've already got rice cooked here. because I wanted to show you both recipes while I was doing this. I'm just going to fix this and I'll do it. I'll eat that tomorrow or later tonight. Because there were several ways you could serve the slug burgers. When times got tough, they improvised, y'all. I mean, they came up with some really good recipes during the Depression era. But this is almost like a country fried steak, only it's beef. Well, country fried steak is beef. Or country fried chicken. This is country fried steak, the Depression way. You just made another sludge burger. And you served it on a bed of rice or creamed potatoes. And you had to get rid of some of this grease. But I'm going to add a little bit more flour in there that was left from breading my patties. You simply made a gravy with all that browned flour that came off of the burger. And you can add just a tiny bit of milk. In my case, I usually add Evaporated milk, not much, just a tiny bit. You know, sometimes they didn't have milk, so they just used water. I'm going to bring this back to a boil. Just let that thicken a tiny bit. And I'm going to put it right over, well, I guess you can see me. Just like a Salisbury steak or a chicken fried steak, however you want to do it. Put your brown gravy right on the top of your patty. It goes right down in your rice. So I give you two recipes right there. You got your chicken fried steak made out of your sludge burger, or you call it a slug chicken fried steak, I guess. But that's how they did it back then. They did that. And now we're going to come over here and we're going to build our burgers. I'll have to move my camera back a little. Just a tiny bit. I'm telling you, they got a crunch to them, which is going to be good. You bite into these burgers and they crunch. Because they got that crunchy fried coating on the outside. Get some of this out of the way. Don't need that anymore. Let's see. You got your pickles. And I'm out of bread and butter pickles. I need to get me some more bread and butter pickles. I got a little bit of red onion. But I'm just showing you one with cheese, one without. You can do them however you want. Now, let's see. That's not ketchup, that is... My ketchup was hiding from me, y'all. But you can go wild with these burgers. I mean, they did back in the day. Put your mustard, your ketchup. Some people like to even add mayo. You can do that. Some people like to slice up a tomato. I got a little tomato. Just put your toppings on your slug burger, just like you would any other normal burger. I'm going to refrain from putting lettuce on it. I don't want lettuce on it. But you can definitely put lettuce. Dear Lord, bless this food I'm about to eat. Bless all the YouTubers out there, everybody in need of prayer. Bless my friends and family, and bless this food I'm about to eat. Look at this, y'all. Look at that. It's got cheese in there. It's got mustard, ketchup, everything though normally you'd put on a burger. And it's going to crunch. Mmm. It crunches as you're eating it. You're biting it. Oh my God, that is a good burger. You always say, don't talk with your mouth full, you know? But oh my God, y'all. I can see why the slug burger was so popular back during the Depression. That is a good burger right there. It has the taste of your beef, your burger, and it's got the taste of your French fries in your beef patty. And it's got the crunch of a French fry. Mmm. That is good. Y'all take a bite. And like I said, that it's 2 recipes in one. Because if you want to make your gravy and serve it on rice or potatoes, it's got basically like a chicken fried steak with gravy served on potatoes and rice. So it's totally up to you. But it's good. Y'all need to try it. And it's inexpensive, y'all. 2 dishes in one. You got your slug burger. Look at that. your slug burger, and you got your slug chicken fried steak with gravy, brown gravy, served on a bed of rice. And that's so inexpensive, y'all. It's ridiculous. Try you a slug burger. I think you'll really love it.